Good morning, Jawanza Sankover here. So I want to continue that conversation. The matrix, the control mechanisms, the control agencies in the matrix. I want to talk about the media. Media is the propaganda arm. Uh, People don't like that term propaganda. So there was a public relations guy back in the day named was Edward Bernays. He saw that the public didn't like the term propaganda, so he created the term public relations. He's considered the father of public relations. But what he did, he was a spin doctor. He just manipulated things. So if we see the present situations that's going on in society at any point in time, they couldn't take place without the media. The media has to be in on it. The media, they're the agents of the establishment. Okay, they're the agents of the government. They do their dirty work. What? They have to persuade the American public. Right? They have to get you to go along with it. So the media's sole job is not to inform you. You know, the media plays like it's some legitimate organization that's providing a service to the American public, informed service. They're not. They're just a bunch of talking heads. The media is controlled by the advertisers, the corporations. They just can't get up there and tell you the truth. And at this point in our society, there's no such thing as investigative reporters or anything like that. At the present, only investigative reporter I know is John Rappaport over at No More Fake News. That guy really digs into stuff. But as far as mainstream media, or as other people call them, lamestream media, there is no investigation. They're just propaganda agents. Okay, their sole purpose is to say what the establishment is telling them. Look at the stations. They're all saying the same thing at the same time. If you had a competitor, wouldn't you try to up them? Wouldn't you try to break some news or try to do something? Why are they all saying the same thing? Because they're all in on it. It's a controlled show. Okay. And what's the prize? You're the prize. And what are they trying to control? They're trying to control your mind, as always. Your mind is very valuable. They understand this. You know, a lot of us don't understand it. And we let all kind of garbage in. Right. The best thing that we can do is to turn that mess off, because you're not being informed. You're being manipulated. Okay? They're pumping a lot of fear, and from fear, they know the reactions. They know what you're going to do. Okay? From fear, you're going to call for security and protection. And who's going to come? Big Daddy government, Big Mama government. Here they come to save the day. And whatever government puts their hands on is only going to get worse. There's nothing in my history, I'm 53 years old, that the government has touched and has gotten better. It's going to get worse. But we've raised a society of people who see the government as their savior. You know, but this was, again, shrewdly done, right, by the propaganda arm of the establishment, the media, right? As if the government is doing things to help us. Everything they do ends up hurting us tenfold. If it helps us onefold, it hurts us tenfold. Okay? There's nothing that they're doing. There's no protection agencies within the government. The FDA, they're not protecting anybody. Look at all the drug scandals. The Vioxx and the Fen and all of that stuff. The lettuce scares and all of these things. There's nobody protecting us. But the media spins these things like, oh man, these are agencies. They're agents. That was a slip, but that's true. They're agents. These are agencies, for your protection. They're out to help the American public. You know, look at what's going on now. Just spin doctoring. Nobody's saying anything different. It just amazes me that you have competitors but everybody's saying the same thing. You're not trying to be better than them. You're just saying the same thing. When I was coming up, they had all these old guys, old white guys, Dan Rather, Koppel, what's the other one? Walter Cronkite. He was still around, you know. And people grew up on them. Oh man, you can always trust old Walter. They were lying, you know. They were the talking heads of that day, the spin doctors of that day, the manipulators of the public of that day. And then now you have some called Maddow and, and Anderson and on and on and on. People trust them. They're the same of this day. The government could not do what it does, trying to control the people without the media. It can't. It needs the media. The media is in on it, in on the roost. You could use your time in a lot more valuable way than sitting up and watching all of this garbage news. It's fake. It's not for your benefit. You cannot watch the media for a whole year. You cannot watch the news or any of this mess for a whole year. In your life, it wouldn't be any worse. Actually, it would be better. Nothing would happen. Because if something truly happened in society, you would be informed. Somebody would tell you. They're just out for your mind. Like I say, they know that it's valuable because they know that they have to persuade you. They have to get public opinion. And if they pump that fear, people will lay down and people will call for intervention, call for help. We need the government, on and on and on. Don't think that you have the ability to do it yourself. This is the message that's being put out there. This is what's happening. You're messed up. You can't do it. You need the experts. Look at the media. Every time you look up, and I don't watch it, there's an expert on there. Here's an expert. An expert. An expert. They're trying to convince you that to live your life, you need an expert. The sun is coming up in the morning. It's going to set. Don't need no expert for that. It does what it does. You hungry, you eat. You're not hungry, you don't eat. There's work to do the work. You're tired, you sleeping, go to sleep. You want to get ahead, work a little harder, work a little smarter. Get with some people who know what they're doing. Look for some mentors, on and on and on. Life is not that complicated. We don't need experts. Not the experts they're pushing on us anyway. The experts that are trying to control our minds. That want to control every facet of our waking day. When I was a kid, the weather was nothing. The weather had a little small place at the end of the news cycle. And the news, basically we just watch local news and they tell you what the hell happened that day. They threw a little sports in there. It may have got 5 minutes. Now everything has their own devoted channels. The weather is a big deal. Did you check the weather today? Your 5-day forecast, your 10-day forecast. Who cares, man? You've been living in your environment for a while. You know the patterns. Pack a coat, pack a jacket, carry a backpack, you don't need to be like looking all the time for information from experts. It makes you grow a dependency. You become easier and easier to manipulate you. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your own instinct. And that's what the media is doing. It's putting this doubt in our minds that we need help. We need intervention. We can't do it ourselves. The media is the propaganda arm. Again, Edward Bernays figured out that people in America don't like the term propaganda. It's associated with communism. It's like a bad term, socialism. So he used the term public relations. People swallowed that up. Same thing, it's propaganda. Propaganda is used, public relations is used to persuade you, to get you on board so they can carry out what they can carry out. It's to get you in line. It's to get you to become a customer. It's to get you dependent. And that's what we are. We have whole generations now who are growing up and think that they need help. They need the government. The government needs to save them. And the media is pushing this message every day through the fear, that the fear mongering, that they're pushing. It's got people hysterical. You got grown folks looking to other grown folks for help. Are they special grown folks? Did they come out of a special womb? No, they're just grown folk like you. But they want to control you. And you want to be controlled. This could not happen without the media. They're valuable. That's why their salaries are so large. They don't do anything. Why are they paying these people multi-million dollars a year? Because they're manipulating you. They realize how valuable your mind is. They realize that. That's why they pay them so much. Actors, actresses, they're talking heads. And they legitimize themselves. They come on and look all important. They wear round rim glasses. They talk with dignity. On and on and on. But it's all a lie. It's all a roost. You don't have to believe me. Test it out. Go cold turkey from the media. From now until the new year, and see how better you feel. You'll sleep better. You know, get out. You may get out and do some stuff. You may find a new hobby or something. All that time, all that fear is left you now. You can get out. You're not so paranoid, scared of everybody. Thinking that human beings are gonna kill you. That's the line now. That human beings are a threat to each other. They're contagious. Stay away from human beings. We wouldn't be here. Human beings cannot be without each other. We need each other to survive. You cannot survive without human contact. And now these people are trying to convince you that human beings are the enemy. You can't trust them. They're contagious. It's the media. And they're going to keep pushing this message. They're driving it home. They got you up against the wall. They got you scared. Anywho, I got to get back to work. A lot of work to do around here. And it ain't going to get done if I don't do it. Until next time, y'all have a good weekend. And we'll see you when we see you. Bye.